We're counting down the top 10 teams in Michigan high school football of the last 10 years, 2010 through 2019. Electrifying champions, enduring legacies, extraordinary coaches. This is State Champs Michigan's Best of the Decade. Number 10, Detroit Martin Luther King, 2015 Division II State Champs. After the Crusaders blazed the trail to a title for the rest of the PSL with their historic championship in 2007, they struggled for the next few seasons and wouldn't make it back to the finals until 2015, finally breaking through for a second championship after 2 semifinal losses over the previous 4 seasons. It wouldn't come easy. The 2015 King squad had to learn how to win the close ones, as evidenced by a 2-point win in the opener against Warren De La Salle, a 5-point win over East English Village, and a pair of wins over rival Cass Tech, the eventual D1 runner-up, by a total of 5 points. The Crusaders won the rematch with East English to capture the regional title, then swamped Livonia Franklin in the semis to make it back to Ford Field, where they'd need that close game magic to finish off a perfect 14-0 season. After falling behind Lowell 31-13 in the third quarter, Armani Posey threw 4 of his title game record-tying 5 touchdown passes in the final 15:41 of the game, including the game winner to Mr. Football Donnie Corley as time expired. Number 9, Grand Rapids Christian, 2012 Division III State Champs. A decade after the program's first playoff appearance, Grand Rapids Christian came into the 2012 season still seeking to get out of districts for the first time ever. And boy, did the Eagles fly. 2 seasons after Coach Don Fellows' arrival on campus, Grand Rapids Christian followed up on the program's first 10-win season with a 13-1 campaign, winning a second straight OK White title. Outside of an 8-point Week 2 loss to 8-time Ohio champion Cincinnati Bowler, the Eagles didn't have much trouble in the regular season, their 2 closest games coming in 2 touchdown wins over East Grand Rapids and Lowell, then beating their first 4 playoff opponents by an average of nearly 4 scores per game. The Eagles edged defending D3 champion Orchard Lake St. Mary's by 3 points in a high-scoring state final that set championship game records for total offense and first downs. Michigan-bound junior wideout Drake Harris had a finals record 243 receiving yards in the title tilt, finishing the year with a state record 2,015 yards. Unfortunately, that was his last hurrah in high school before missing his senior season with an injury. Number 8, Ithaca, 2013 Division VI State Champs. The rise of the Ithaca Yellow Jackets into a small school juggernaut over the last decade became national news and the subject of a documentary when they won 4 straight state titles and a stretch of 69 straight games, threatening to overhaul Hudson's state record winning streak from the pre-playoff era in the 1970s. The Ithaca machine was at its peak in 2013, finishing off a 4-peat with a 4th straight 14-0 season, giving up just 45 regular season points and outscoring its opponents by 582 points, or nearly 42 points per contest. Led by Mr. Football Travis Smith, who went on to play at Wake Forest and Eastern Michigan, the Yellow Jackets scored 710 points on the season, putting themselves in the MHSAA's top 5 all-time in scoring. Just 2 opponents finishing within 3 scores. A 1-point win over Montrose in the semifinals set up a 19-point victory over Clinton in the D6 championship. Number 7, Romeo, 2015 Division I State Champs. In 8 of the first 11 seasons of divisional play, Macomb County was represented in the Division I title game by a member of the Macomb Area Conference's Red Division, with Utica Eisenhower posting runner-up finishes 4 times in 5 years, Sterling Heights Stevenson twice in 6 seasons, and Macomb Dakota winning back-to-back titles. The next MAC team to bring home a trophy was a member of the White Division, as a 1-loss Romeo squad ran the gauntlet in 2015 to claim the crown. A 3-point Week 9 loss to Eisenhower was the lone blemish on the schedule, as the Bulldogs allowed just 51 points in the regular season and just a shade more than 11 points over the 14-game campaign. Romeo rolled in the postseason over two-time D1 champ Clarkston, Lapeer, Detroit Catholic Central, Grand Ledge, and Detroit Cass Tech to hoist their first finals hardware, and just the second in any sport in school history. Number 6. Chippewa Valley, 2018 Division I state champs. After winning the Division II title in 2001, then getting back to the semis 2 seasons later, coming into the 2018 season, the Big Reds of Chippewa Valley hadn't gotten out of regionals in their next 11 playoff appearances. 7 of those playoff losses had come against league and district rival Macomb, Dakota, making the 7-point win over the Cougars in Week 5 a watershed moment, clinching the Superintendent's Trophy for the 3rd straight year. It also matched a Week 8 win over Romeo for the closest margin the Big Reds would have the rest of the way to the finals. After rolling through Utica Eisenhower, Dakota, Dearborn-Fortson, and Belleville to get to Ford Field, the Big Reds needed a defensive stand on a 2-point conversion attempt in the final moments to beat defending champ Clarkston by 1, 31-30, ending their 17-year title drought and finishing off a perfect 14-0 campaign. Number 5. Detroit Cass Tech, 2016 Division I state champs. Always a contender, Cass Tech has taken it to another level in the last decade, reaching the semifinals 8 straight seasons and winning 3 championships since 2011. The Technicians won their first 2 titles in 2011 and 2012, but it was semifinal losses in 2013 and 2014 and in the finals in 2015 that motivated the unbeaten 2016 Cass Tech squad. After beating Oak Park 45-27 in Week 1, the Technicians gave up just 36 more points over the next 7 weeks and 97 points total through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. The talent-rich Technicians would need to squeak out a 1-point win against Saline in the regional finals, then had to get a leaping touchdown grab by Michigan-bound receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones with 24.8 seconds left to edge Utica Eisenhower in the semifinals. CT then unloaded on Detroit Catholic Central in the championship game, finishing off their first perfect 14-0 season. Number 4. Clarkston, 2014 Division I state champs. Coming into this decade, the Wolves of Clarkston had lost in their only 3 appearances in the semifinals and had only made it to the 3rd round of the postseason 3 other times in 13 total playoff appearances. This decade, though, they made the postseason 9 of 10 seasons and went 24-6 in 30 playoff games, winning 3 titles and playing for another. The 2014 team took the momentum from the 13-win streak to end their first championship season and extended it to 27 games and a 2nd straight championship before they were done. The Wolves opened the 2014 season with a 3-point win over Macomb, Dakota, then ran the table of the OAA Red Division, slipped by Farmington Hills Harrison in the regular season finale before launching into their postseason title defense. Clarkston edged Lapeer by 3 in the district finals, then had to rally in the championship game as DJ Zezula matched his quarterback counterpart from Saline, Virginia Tech-bound Josh Jackson, leading the Wolves to 3 second-half scores to repeat as D1 champs. Number 3. Muskegon, 2017 Division III state champs. After losses in 4 straight finals appearances, 2012, 2013, 2014, and the year prior in 2016, the 2017 Muskegon Big Reds were finally able to put that dubious distinction to rest and raise their first championship banner since 2008 for the state's winningest program. Led by Michigan State-bound quarterback Ladarius Jefferson, the winner of our Mr. Football Award, the Big Reds were rarely challenged as they ran the table, giving up a paltry 52 points in the regular season and 88 all year long, outscoring opponents by a whopping 634 points, an average of 45 points per game. Only one opponent, crosstown rival Mona Shores, finished within 2 scores of the Big Reds, losing 35-24 in the regular season. The 2017 Big Reds entered the MHSAA record books as the 4th highest scoring team of all time and with the 2nd most yards ever. Number 2. Farmington Hills Harrison, 2010 Division II state champs. While plenty of talent roamed the halls of Farmington Hills Harrison under the watch of legendary coach John Harrington, maybe no team had more at one time than the 2010 squad. The Hawks had future NFLers in Aaron Burbridge, who wound up at Michigan State, and Devin Funchess and Mario Ojemudia, who went to Michigan. But they also had quarterback Tommy Vento, who won our Mr. Football Award before walking on to the MSU football team. It was the first title for Harrison since winning 5 in a row from 1997 to 2001, and the one that put the Hawks alone on the list of championships with 13. But it might not have happened if not for a fortuitous bounce in the highly anticipated first-round showdown between Harrison and Brother Rice in the playoffs. Jake Vento returned a fumble 60 yards for a touchdown with 1:48 left for a 37-27 win. The Hawks then flew past Berkeley, Warren De La Salle, and Grosse Pointe South before beating Lowell 38-28 in the D2 title match. Number 1. Birmingham Brother Rice, 2013 Division II state champs. The 2013 Brother Rice team helped legendary coach Al Fracassa ride off into the sunset with a third title in 3 seasons to wrap up a Hall of Fame coaching career. After the 2012 team finished on an 8-game win streak to win the Warriors' 8th title, the 2013 team gave Fracassa his 6th and final unbeaten season and his first since 1983. Brother Rice won 14 games by an average of more than 22 points per game, the highest point differential of Fracassa's 44-year career, then allowed just 62 points in 5 playoff games. It was hardly an easy road, though, starting with a 9-point win over Ohio powerhouse Cleveland St. Ignatius and continuing with a 2-point win over Warren De La Salle to open up play in the Catholic League Central Division. Led by future Mr. Football and Michigan Wolverine Alex Malzone at quarterback and Jason Alessi, a 2-sport star at Yale, the Warriors beat D1 semifinalist Flint Carman Ainsworth once and D1 finalist Detroit Catholic Central twice in the regular season, and had to get past both Detroit King and Muskegon the final 2 weeks of the season to finish off an amazing run. This has been State Champs Michigan's Top 10 high school football teams between 2010 and 2019 and concludes our Best of the Decade series. Follow us on your favorite social media platform or download the free State Champs app and look out in the near future for more State Champs Michigan sports specials.